Our goal for this beer is to make a Brut IPA that actually is a Brut IPA. We tried this once before. We failed.
Did not ferment down. I think it ended at 1010.
So the goal for the Brut is like you're fermenting down to 0 or 0 degrees Plato, 0 specific gravity, whatever. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this, man. That's like 1001.
Yeah.
1001. So we ended up using the 240 controller for this brew day.
We did. Was not the plan.
Was not the plan. The 120 wasn't working. The GFCI outlet plug-in part broke. Somebody probably tried to rip it out of the wall. Could have been me. Could have been Lawson, our video editor.
Wasn't me, I know that.
Okay, Emmett's saying it wasn't him. Lawson! I was gonna say it was Lawson. Anyway, so as far as the grain goes for this beer, what was this again?
We're gonna basically, I think the key takeaways are highly fermentable and light.
Okay.
So we went with 80% Pilsner and 20% adjuncts, and we did a mixture of flaked rice and flaked corn.
It's got a nice aroma to it.
Does.
Nice and hoppy.
Very citrusy, I guess, would be the word I would use.
We crushed the grain fine.
Yeah.
In fact, we crushed it real fine.
Yeah, we do a pretty tight gap. You gotta use a tight gap.
You gotta use a tight gap. We're using a brew in a bag system, generally called a brew in a bag system. And you lose a bit of efficiency because you don't sparge. However, if you crush your grains finer, you gain some of that efficiency back.
Yeah. You could also double crush.
You could double crush.
We're lazy.
Yeah, we don't double crush. When I was 18, I used to double crush all the time. Don't do that. I can't do that anymore. I'm almost 40 now.
You're married. You can't be double crushing.
Can't be double crushing. Mash. What did we mash at? 148?
I think
145?
I think. I don't know. Low mash.
Low mash temp.
Yeah.
Go low. Go real low.
So we mashed this really low.
Right.
And the idea behind that is just to get a highly fermentable wort.
Yeah.
So
science says the lower your mash temp is, the more fermentable sugars will be created by the enzymes.
I mean, it's got a really nice flavor. Definitely really, really dry. I've never had a commercial Brut, so I might not be the best judge of character. I don't hate it.
And you did adjust pH on this as well, right?
Yes.
Emma added some acidulated malt to try to drop pH into the range that we wanted it to be, but it wasn't enough actually. So anyway, we checked the pH 5 or 10 minutes into the mash. We added the grains, we let them kind of do their thing for a few minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, and then we got our pH meter out. We checked the pH. We were still high.
A little bit high, yeah.
So at that point, we added some lactic acid.
Yep, just half a cap. Very scientific.
Right, very scientific. Before I go drink a bunch of beers at New Belgium, I think I'm going to have one more. This is not paid promotion for New Belgium. We just happen to be 2 blocks from New Belgium. That's where our office is located.
85 degrees out?
It's literally 71 degrees, and it's February.
It's like 81. Get a pocket calculator.
It kind of feels like it's 81.
I looked at my phone earlier, it's 81.
What? You're kidding me. What the? Dude,
Feels
81
like
degrees.
86.
Feels like 86. We're filming this on February the 7th. I mean, say what you will about global warming.
Those dolphins better fucking learn how to live in the warmth of the ocean. Put that in your calendar.
It's definitely really dry.
Mm-hmm.
It's like bitter tropical fruit.
That's a good way to describe it, I think.
It's like tropical fruit without the sweetness.
Yeah.
But with bitterness added.
Yeah.
This is really, I mean, it's not a sweet beer at all, isn't it? Which is the style.
It's easy drinking, I'll put it that way. Like, I don't know, like, be like, it's my favorite beer ever.
Right.
But it is, if someone gave this to me at any occasion, I wouldn't be upset.
Right.
I get that champagne-y vibe, but I think you have to take your mindset off of beer and be like, I'm drinking a champagne. If someone gave this to me on New Year's, I'd be like, I'm drinking champagne.
Yeah. We added hops to this beer, which is a good thing because it's an IPA.
Yep.
Generally, they contain hops.
Yep.
Fair amount of hops.
Good amount of hops.
El Dorado, Idaho 7. We did
all late editions. The key to the Brut is low IBUs because it's finishing super dry. You don't want it to be super, super bitter. We'd love to tell you how many hops are in there, but you're going to have to go to our website.
Yeah, because we actually don't know. Yeah, I like it. I'm just going to say, for me personally, I like it, but I don't love it. So I think a lot of people are going to like it, though. And I would say give it a try if you haven't brewed Brut beer. Give this recipe a try. I wouldn't even recommend you use our hops. I would just say experiment at this point.
Put what you want in.
Yeah, and then let us know. Leave a comment on this video or one of our other videos, or send us an email or something, or send us a message on Instagram.
Send us a beer.
Yeah, you know what? Brew the beer. Send us the beer.
We'll talk about the beer in way too much detail.
Yeah,
with no descriptors.
Yeah, right.
Well, it got me drunk.
We used the OG original Gangsta flagship White Labs Yeast WLP001. I'm guessing this is their first yeast.
I never really thought about that. Probably.
Yeah.
I would think. Basically, you can use any kind of neutral ale yeast, but we like the White Labs, and WLP001 always treats us good. You don't want the yeast to overpower anything. It's supposed to be basically about the hops and a super dry finish. You don't want kind of any off flavors or the yeast contributing a whole lot. You just want a clean beer.
Right.
So you can showcase the Brut. And then I guess the key besides the yeast is the enzyme, which we talked about a little bit. We added that not during the mash. Ultra-Ferm. I think I read a article on Brewlosophy where they did one in the mash versus one in the fermenter.
Right.
And then I think it was like even. So I was like, well, if it's not going to gain much, then let's just throw it in the fermenter. It's easier. It's quicker.
Yeah. Throw it in the fermenter. Throw it into the mash. Follow the directions. Don't follow the directions. Either way, it's going to work. Yeah, at the end of the day, like
it's orange.
I feel like my taste perception evolves as you drink, right?
Yep.
As we mentioned earlier. And now I'm down to like, oh, it's kind of orangey, but not orangey enough and not sweet enough.
It's like the white part of the orange, like the pith. But at the end of the day, I'd probably drink 6 or 8 of them.
We have low standards.
Yep. Yeah.
Thankfully. Check out our website, clawhammersupply.com, where we will have full recipe details on this beer, including the exact amount of hops that we used, assuming we can find it in the video footage, and information on how to carbonate a beer like this, which is actually done a bit differently than a normal beer. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Cheers.